a most pleasant good day to each and every one of you. Time now for J7409 weather, and welcome everyone. Thank you for stopping by, checking out the weather with me today. I appreciate it very much. Don't forget to subscribe, click the bell, check off the email notifications to ensure that you get all the latest in weather news, forecasts, watches, warnings, and any storms that may be brewing up that may come your way. Now, what we're looking at, this is the space weather conditions. And before I even get into this, boy, oh boy, did I have severe weather at my house yesterday. That's why you guys never heard of anything else out of me yesterday. I had tornadoes dancing all around me. We had damage from Raleigh to the coast, with severe thunderstorms and tornadoes going on. I had hail, I guess it was around golf ball size. That's what it looked like at my house, and all around me. We had hail, we had wind, and we had horrific downpours of rain. So I hope everybody's doing okay today. I couldn't get back on for a little bit. Everything was so messed up. But everything's fine at my house this morning. But from Raleigh to the coast yesterday, we had very severe weather. Not only in North Carolina, in Texas, in Oklahoma, in Florida, in South Carolina. I mean, it just don't stop, folks, and it doesn't look like it's going to. Now, the reason I'm bringing this up, the sun, you keep hearing me mentioning once in a while in my videos, the sun's going off and it's messing up stuff. Well, it went off. We had a geomagnetic storm of the category 3 yesterday, which is a strong storm, okay? Looking like we're going to have some more. They're more on the minor stage, but still, it's happening, people. The sun's going off. All kind of factors are going on, and this weather that we're having doesn't look like it's going to stop. I said this a few months ago when I had checked things out, and you can see today's the 14th. Well, coming up tomorrow, it looks like we might have 2, and then it looks like the 16th we may have 5. These are low, though. These are low. But we had a G3. Let me roll this up a little bit. You can see it right here. Right at the edge. It was a pretty good category G3 storm all the way up to the line right before passing over, going into a G4. What does a G3 storm, how does it affect the Earth? G3 is a strong storm. We have 2 more categories to go before it would get too hairy and too much stuff would happen, folks. Be glad it was just a G3. Power systems, voltage corrections may be required. False alarms are triggered, and some protection devices. Spacecraft operations. Remember how I tell you, if you have a satellite TV or anything, it might start to mess up. Well, spacecraft operations, surface charging may occur on satellite components. Drag may increase on low Earth orbit satellites, and corrections may be needed for orientation problems. Other things going on could be intermittent satellite navigation and low-frequency radio navigation. Problems may occur of hi-fi radio may be intermitted, and aurora. This aurora in previous G3s, doesn't mean it happened now, but has been seen as low as Illinois and Oregon. It's typically 50 degrees geomagnetic latitude. So, you know, your GFS can mess up. Maybe your cell phones aren't just exactly right. You're having a few problems here and there with this and that, and your internet's screwing up. Well, now you know what could be, I said what could be, a factor in all of this. It looks like we're going to keep having some storms, but they should be much more minor than the one that we just went through. You guys know how I tell you, just because everything isn't dark green doesn't mean that you couldn't have severe weather pop up if the weather conditions are right. That's exactly what happened at my house yesterday. The temperature was not that high, but the heating with the humidity and all of the other factors was awful yesterday. Oh, it felt so very hot. If you sweat, you would sweat. It was unbelievable. And we had all of these horrific storms brew up. Now, this is what it looks like today, but folks, as the week grows on, I hate to tell you this, as of now, it could change. It looks like it's going to get worse, but we'll have to wait and see. But down in this area of Florida where it says marginal, you guys have a 2% chance of a tornado popping up. You had severe weather all in this area yesterday already. Look at all of Texas. I mean, it's covering a lot of the U.S. So, and Missouri, you're in a marginal region, and this is all going to contribute to scattered to strong, severe thunderstorms, and these storms will be capable of hail and damaging winds are possible, and it's across parts of the central and southern Florida area today, and a few strong storms are possible across parts of Missouri, parts of central and eastern Texas, and possibly over Nebraska during the afternoon and evening hours. The sun's got to get up. It doesn't matter if it peaks out just for a short period. It's time enough to warm up the atmosphere to cause these storms to happen. So please be aware if you're in any of these areas I talked about. It looks like today it's a low percentage, like this is 2% chance of tornadoes happening in Florida. Over in Missouri, this is a wind threat and a hail threat. It's only 5%. But folks, I'm just telling you, if you're anywhere in these green areas, it doesn't matter. Please watch your skies. Remember, I just said it's lower today, but it's going to ramp up again. Well, this right here, of course, is for coming up on Friday. See how it ramps up right in here? This is a 30% where it's dark brown, 15% in the yellow. This is beginning to rise. And remember, I just showed you we're going to have some more storms happen from the sun. Grant you they are minor. Grant you they will mess up stuff, okay? I won't go into that anymore because I want to move along. But here we go right in here. And it looks like it's going to be an active stretch for the severe weather to occur Friday. And it could go through more days than that. This is looking like Friday, though. It's mainly over the central and southern plains. So, folks, go ahead, be aware. And if you do not have supplies up, I'm not saying anybody, this could all change. But it's better to be safe than sorry. Make sure you got a few supplies up if you start to have bad weather so you don't have to go out, okay? I want everyone to take a quick look at the latest run of the European model. This is off of MyFox Hurricane. I like this model. I like to show you this model because it's very easy to see. You can see this is good weather, high pressure. So don't be afraid of this, okay? It's high pressure systems. This is a low pressure system. You can see here's the coast of the U.S. Now we're down to Florida. There's Cuba, Bahamas, there's the little islands. Islands, you are in a high pressure. We're just going to turn it on and let it run through for a bit. You can see the timestamp right here. And you see that we do not have any storms that are coming off the coast because the sea temperature isn't right. The wind shear isn't right. I'll show you that in just a moment. And this system made up after it came off the coast. All these storms we are having, when they seem to get off right in this area, the water's a lot warmer. They seem to kind of blow up like I talk about. And then they get sucked up into another low pressure that has already came off. Now this high is keeping this one right here kind of stationary for the moment. But you can see it starts to deteriorate. And here's a quick look at the sea surface temperatures for today. You can see very, very cold up around Canada. My goodness, 34, 35, 36 degrees up in this area. Down in the African area down in here, it's very, very warm. It's in the 80s. Stays that way till it gets all the way over into the Gulf. But around the edge of the U.S., it is a tad warmer. It's in the 70s. Okay? Now, 77 degrees could brew up a tropical storm. Not that we're going to have one. I don't see any sign of anyone happening right now. Okay? But as you move on out, the water gets colder and colder, over in the 60s for this area for the most part. So that's a quick check of the sea surface temperatures. You can see the Gulf's warm, the Caribbean's warm, all of this is warm in this area. And the storms that do come off follow this track right now like they always do this time of the year, and bring rain, 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 rain. But our temperature right around the coast right now seems to be cool enough that hopefully we won't have any storms right away. There is that possibility down around the Gulf, like especially around Texas, Louisiana, and right on around Florida. You guys, as you see, are in the 70-degree mark. So we'll wait and see what happens. But sea surface temperatures very warm in some places. Still hadn't warmed up quite enough in others. And here we have the GFS model of the 12K NAM map. This is courtesy of Tropical Tidbits. This is what should happen over the next 2.5 to 3 days as I turn it on. Folks, this upper level low over the northeast should slowly move northeastward to southeastern Canada by sometime today. Now, the system will produce rain and higher elevation snow over parts of New England, like we've been talking about all week, into the lower Great Lakes and central Appalachians. Now, that will slowly wane over the northeast overnight, okay? Now, you could be having some going on right now. Now, the rain and higher elevation snow will linger over northern Maine through tonight. Meanwhile, we got a front over western Ontario. It should move southeastward to the northeast by tomorrow morning. Now, the boundaries of this system will aid in producing rain over parts of the northern plains, upper Mississippi Valley. That will move into parts of the upper Great Lakes by tomorrow morning. Now, by tomorrow afternoon into tomorrow night, rain will move into the lower Great Lakes and into parts of the northeast, northern mid-Atlantic, all of this stuff overnight tomorrow into Thursday morning. In addition, we have an area of weak upper level energy over the Mississippi, or the middle Mississippi Valley, I should say, and it's going to move southeastward to the southern mid-Atlantic by the evening, followed by another area of weak upper level energy. Now, in the meantime, while all that's going on, we got a front developing over the Pacific Northwest. Now, it's going to move into the inland areas into the northern plains, southwestward to the Great Basin by tonight. Rain will develop over parts of the Pacific Northwest, Northern California. That will move inland to the northern Intermountain region. Now, as the boundary moves onto the northern plains by this afternoon and into parts of the upper Mississippi Valley and also the upper Great Lakes tomorrow, it's going to be bringing showers and thunderstorms with it. Furthermore, we have a developing upper low, and it's off the north central California coast overnight tonight. And it's going to slowly come ashore by Thursday. Now, the system will develop rain over parts of Northern California that expand into parts of the Pacific Northwest, the Great Basin, and Central California by tonight. This rain will move into parts of Southern California by Thursday, and snow will also develop over parts of the higher elevations of the Sierra Nevada overnight tonight into Thursday. Now, elsewhere we have an upper level energy over Texas. You guys have been having it. It will slowly weaken while moving into the central Gulf Coast by this afternoon. Now, the energy will produce showers and thunderstorms over southern Texas and to the western Gulf Coast through tonight. Additionally, we have a lingering front over Florida, and it's going to aid in producing showers and thunderstorms over the southern half of the peninsula through tomorrow. So that's a check of your weather today. Everybody have a good day, a safe day, a blessed day. Thank you so much for watching. Peace, love, and kindness to all.